Mic check, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. Mic check, mic check. 1, 2. Maybe our people do not understand who I am. So let me explain to you exactly who I am. I am the Don Tony Teflon, baby. Let's do this. And what up to all my people out here in their Song of Ice and Fire community? What up to all my people here rocking with the Don Tony Teflon? I am happy to be here with you for another edition, another live stream, talking about what's going to happen in the books. Will the characters end the exact same way that we have seen in the show? That's what I'm talking about here, people. You know, and I'm happy that y'all people, my real people, are here rocking with me. And that's what it's all about, people. Y'all showing the Don love, rocking with me. As always, the Thug Mug is in hand. So let me give a shout out to the people who have come out here to join the Don Tony Teflon on this stream today. We have the one and only Bridge 4 up in the building. We have John Latham up in the building. AK-47 holding down the gap for the Don as usual. We have Dreaming of Vegas rocking with me. Kevin Dunham rocking with me. We have Adrian G rocking with the Don. Mary Marie J Stark Walker is in the building. Peter Griffin is here chilling with me. KJ is up in this piece, rocking with me. We have, who else do we have up in this piece? Rebecca is up in this building, rocking with the Don. Danny McKay is in here as always. Pamela is rocking with the Don. Kevin Clary is here with the Don. Tony Teflon in the building. Chaplay is rocking with the Don. Tony Teflon. Everybody up in here. Nicholas Morris, what up, son? Thank you all coming out here. Sam is up in the building. Thank you, Sam, for coming and rocking with the Don. Tony Teflon, you know. I am happy to be here. Margaret is in the building with me. Lord Dom Snow is rocking with me. We got a bunch of people here chilling. And if other people show up later on, they do. But if they do not, they do not. So we are going to here, we're going to talk about exactly what I said. And that is what was going on with the end of these stories for these people. And will it end the exact same way in the books? Because I don't think so. Oh, we got a super chat in the building. Southeast 101. I missed a couple of streams, but I'm here for you. I'm here for you to get down today. Thank you so much. You know, we are busy, and I can appreciate the super chat. We cannot all. Oh, as always, the first one who was in the building, my girl Nancy T, is up in this place. You know what I mean? Not saying, you know, we all can't. We get busy lives, people. You know, we're all busy. Got a lot of things going on. And you can't make every stream. You can't make it. I understand that. The Don understand. The Don's life is busy too. I'm saying that's why I appreciate you. You be anywhere in the world, but you choose to be here with me. You don't have to be. A lot of things to do in this world. A lot of things to do on this planet. Got a lot of stuff. You decided to rock with the Don Tony Teflon tonight, and I appreciate that. Truly do. So let me take a sip of something, mug. Especially after the Game of Thrones show is over. It's been very hard since it's been over. It's hard for me that it's over, you know what I mean? Very sad for me. You know, I've had this before, happened to me in other shows and things, but it's not the same, man. It really feels like I don't know how it's gonna be when the books are over. Because it's so sad now that the show is over. When the books are over, it's gonna be really sad, man. But at least we have, I would say, easily another 8 to 9 years with the final book before that gets dropped. So I think we have a very long time to rock together. We have the whole prequel. Hopefully the prequel pulls it off, at least one of them. You would like this one right off the bat to pull it off, to be a great show, to keep things going. I think that would be great if it was able to do that, but it's hard for me to think that it's going to. Not that I don't want it to. It's hard, you know what I mean? These prequel shows, when you look at prequel shows and look at the success of other TV shows, prequels, we don't have very many successful ones. I mean, I guess you got Frasier would probably be the most successful prequel of all time. I don't know if y'all want to put it in the chat what you think was the most successful sequel, spinoff, I should be saying. Spinoff is the word I'm looking for here. From a show, I would say that Frasier is probably the most successful spinoff. I mean, we had the Jeffersons spun off of the Archie Bunker show, All in the Family. Try to think of more that happened. You have the Facts of Life was a spinoff from Different Strokes. What else do we have in here? I think we got, when you look at these things, a lot of spinoffs. I don't really see that many that were super successful. So it's hard for me to see how many were there. You got M. Hames has A Different World. Different World was successful, but I don't think A Different World was more successful than The Cosby Show when it's all said and done. Let's see. I enjoyed Curb Your Enthusiasm, but it didn't come close to Seinfeld. I don't know if I would consider that a spinoff myself. Better Call Saul is a great spinoff. Yes, Better Call Saul is a great spinoff. I will give you that. Better Call Saul was done very nice, but I still don't think it was as good as Breaking Bad, me personally. But yeah, it's difficult. It's difficult to pull off. It's difficult to do, and they're trying to, because people have expectations from the first show, and you have to meet those expectations. I think that the ending episode was so met with controversy that maybe they have a better shot at it than other ones because of it. Saved by the Bell, the college years. I don't know nothing about that. I never watched that college years of Saved by the Bell, man. I've never seen that. You know what I mean? But yeah, we got people running up in here, coming up in here, man. Moni G is up in here, rocking with the dime. Appreciate that, Moni in the middle. Appreciate that. And anybody else who comes up in here. All right, so let's get into this video. Let's start talking about what we're here to talk about, so people who watch it later on don't just run away and think that we're just talking a bunch of nonsense. Who is the character that you would like to talk about today, if it will end the same in the books? Please put it in the chat, and I will let you know. Only G says the Jeffersons the best. I love the Jeffersons. I don't think it reached the same critical acclaim that All in the Family did. Super chat for my man Mo Castillo. Always rocking with the Don. Good to see you looking fresh. The Don is always fresh to death. Thank you, sir. I have no choice but to be. And there's no other way for me to be. I can't. It's hard for me just to be regular. Not a regular man. I got to come out here looking like the Don that I am. And that is what it's always going to be. And when you see me, hopefully you go to Comic-Con, you go to Con of Thrones, and you see the Don, Tony Teflon, you will see the Don in person. You will see that as the same exact way. That is how I rock. Let's see. Do we have somebody here? Somebody want to talk about somebody? The Sand Snakes. Sand Snakes are very hard. We can try to go through some of them. Okay, it's very hard to do the Sand Snakes. Aegon Targaryen. Aegon wasn't in it. They are kind of tied to the Sand Snakes. All right, let's go with Aegon Targaryen. All right, let's go with Aegon Fagon. Let's figure this out. So first of all, we know what we know about Aegon and what we have seen. Aegon, I do believe, is a fake Targaryen. He's a Blackfire. I do believe his father is Illyrio Malpatis, and from Illyrio's wife was Sarah, something like that. I do believe it's their child. I do believe that Aegon has Blackfire with him. I think that is the sword that Illyrio has with him. I think he's holding on to that sword. So we see the man, he goes off with John Connington, and it seems that they have taken Storm's End from the sample chapters we get, that they have been successful in taking Storm's End. So I think that how it's going to end for this guy is that he will take the Iron Throne. I think that even though we seen the Golden Company look like shit in the show and do absolutely nothing, I do believe that Aegon will sit the Iron Throne. I think that he will force Cersei out of there. I don't see how Cersei will be able to defeat his forces or anything. I think that Aegon will sit the Iron Throne before it's all said and done. Now, George R. R. Martin has said that multiple people will sit the Iron Throne before this is all said and done. And I think he will be one of the people that actually gets his ass cheeks on the Iron Throne. Now, I think when he sits the Iron Throne, he will be cut immediately as he sits the Iron Throne. So I think how it ends with him, we've seen that the Martell chick is there to propose herself in marriage. That's her plan, to try to marry him. I don't think that he is going to marry her. I think that he's going to spurn her, and he will not marry her because he's going to sit there and wait for Daenerys. Now that's the tricky situation when you're dealing with this whole situation here is, will Daenerys come there while he is there and then accept his proposal in marriage? And if she doesn't accept his proposal in marriage, will she be in the Iron Throne that quick? It's hard to see Daenerys actually being able to reach him while the time I believe he's going to sit the Iron Throne. It's hard for me to see her get all the way from Essos down to King's Landing, go right to King's Landing and be there. And as we've seen in the show, we've seen that Daenerys truly never got a chance to sit the Iron Throne. I think it could be a situation like that for her in the books, that she never actually gets a chance to sit the Iron Throne. So she could spurn the Sand Snake chick and then wind up poisoned in the end for doing so. She could take him out, and that's how he could be taken out. But it would seem that it's a good chance, or if you go by the prophecy, that Daenerys would eventually find him, because I guess she is the one who has to, expose him for being the fake dragon that he is. So it's very hard to see how, me personally, how Daenerys makes it to the Iron Throne, because I don't think that, because if Daenerys makes it there and she sees him there and then she exposes him for being a fake dragon, as maybe there's a dragon trial that he tries to walk up on the dragon like Rhaegal or something, thinking he can ride the dragon, even though he does have Targaryen blood in him because he's a Blackfire. And in all honesty, the Blackfires are the true heirs of the Iron Throne, because when you legitimize your sons, they are no longer bastards. So the fact that they are looked on as bastards and stuff, it should not be the case. They should be looked at as legitimate Targaryens. And then it goes to the highest born. And at that time, it was a Blackfire. So he should be the person that has got on the Iron Throne. But we see that Bloodraven, that dirty bastard Bloodraven, just wasn't trying to have that. And then the Bloodraven's the dirtiest motherfucker in this whole show. There's no one as dirty as Blood motherfucking Raven. All right, he's the dirtiest people. And when you deal with this whole situation of Bran Stark sitting the Iron Throne at the end of the show, it would not be surprised. I would not be surprised that if Bran Stark got body snatched by Bloodraven, and it's not really Bran Stark sitting the Iron Throne, that is truly Bloodraven on the Iron Throne at this particular time, and he switched places with him and took over his body. I would not be surprised about that whatsoever, because when you see in the show with Bloodraven, when he's sitting there with Bran and he tells him, "You must become me," what we see is Bran's eyes roll to the back of his head. And then we hear Mira say, you died in that cave. He could have been inside Bloodraven. Bloodraven could have did a brain swap with that motherfucker and put him in his body and took over his body. Now, we've seen these in movies, and that one witchcraft movie about voodoo, about hoodoo, with Goldie Hawn's daughter. All right, we've seen that go down there, and I don't think that there isn't some type of mind swap shit that goes on in Game of Thrones, because I believe that it's happened before. I'll do a video on it if y'all don't know exactly what I'm talking about. So I think that most likely he could have got mind swapped and it been like, it's like an Atlas Stone type situation where Bran is the one that was stuck in the tree. And when the Night King killed Bloodraven, that was truly Bran inside of his body, stuck in there, and killed him. What was that? Skeleton Key was the name of that movie, Ian? If that was the name of the movie, then yeah, Skeleton Key. And you seen it right there where they swapped the bodies out, right? And all that. Think of the situation that could be going down like that. And that could have been Bran, who really was dead. And it was just the way he was acting, because this whole shit, Bran is dirty, but Bloodraven's even dirtier. Because when you look at that whole situation dealing with Bran and the Iron Throne and everything else, and Bran saying to you, I'm gonna do a video on this very soon, but before the video comes out, I'll talk about it right now. But you know, when you deal with that situation, you see here Bran, he's saying, I came all this way, I knew what was gonna happen. I could just be Bloodraven, knowing, you know, it really makes more sense that a Targaryen in the end is going to sit the Iron Throne. Well, there's no Iron Throne, but whatever there is, right? The Iron Wheelchair, whatever you want to think. And the fact that Bran was going back in Targaryen history and looking at other people in wheelchairs, I already do that. All of a sudden, this Stark boy got all this interest in these Targaryen people who are in the wheelchairs and get the retro design. Well, why does he need the retro design? Why would you be looking for something like that? You know what I mean? Yeah, but I don't see people doing that shit. You don't see people going back in time trying to look for different shit. You know what I mean? So it really could be a situation that it's not Bran. This is Bloodraven's plan from all along. And he set this whole thing up so he could finally sit the Iron Throne. Because after all the wars he's been through, after everything that you've seen the dude go through his hand to the king, and then getting sent to the wall for killing a Blackfire, you would think that this is his last shot at revenge, and this is what the man did. And he played everybody and got his ass on the Iron Throne in the end. I do believe that is a very good possibility that could do that. What is this right here that I'm seeing in the chat here? Someone over here saying something? Oh, KC says, don't hate on this ride. I ain't gotta hate on it. I'm not hating on this ride. I'm saying the truth. I'm not hating on it. I'm just saying. Who is this dude going back in the time looking for that? Look, wheelchair look the same to me. Look the same. I don't see people going back in time looking for stuff. Never. Other people can't go back in time looking for stuff, but you don't see people going back in the time trying to. I mean, I guess in cars, you see people trying to get things retro, but they don't look the same exact way. They put a twisty twist on them to make them look more updated, right? So I think that it's a crazy situation when you're dealing with Bran. But I do believe there's a good chance that Bran's dead. And that's Bloodraven sitting on the Iron Throne the whole time. And this was his master plan to get his ass on the Iron Throne. I do believe there's a good chance of that. I have already made videos about this a long time ago, that Bloodraven had killed Bran over 3 years ago before this happened, and that he was going to body snatch Bran and trade places with him. So I do think that's the case. And hopefully in the prequel, we will hear more about this and we'll get more to the bottom of this situation with Bran and Bloodraven. But going back to Aegon, it all really comes down to, is Dany going to see him on the Iron Throne? Is Dany going to get there in time? And that's what it truly comes down to. And then it comes down, you're dealing with the Sand Snakes. You know, you got the daughter over here in Old Town. How is that going to play out? Thank you for the super chat. Rebecca, will Jaime's ending be the same in the books? Jamie Lannister end the same in the books? No, I don't think so whatsoever. I don't think that Jamie Lannister is going to get crushed in King's Landing with Cersei. I just don't see him going out there like that. I mean, that ending was just too TV. You know what I mean? It tried to make them look too beautiful. It was too good. It was too good of an ending for both of them. Jamie Lannister deserves for his arms to be torn off, his legs to be torn off, and cast aside. He deserved to go out bloody. I mean, and so does Cersei. The ending was just too sweet for them. Hey, it looked like a picture. You know what I mean? Of their bodies just laying there hugging each other and stuff. I don't think they get a happy ending like that, both of them. I think it has to be a little bit more brutal for them. You know, it deserves to be more brutal. You know, he doesn't deserve to have a good ending. Like that was a sweet ending. You know what I mean? Your head crushed in by some rocks, and you get to hug the woman you love. Look at me, look into my eyes. The only thing that matters is us. You know, that's like you know, like the world coming to like when you see the Targaryens in the animation, and you see the doom of Valyria, and the guy just starts kissing this girl, and then all of a sudden they turn to ash type situation, you know, while they're kissing. I don't see no good ending for him like that or her. I think that the fact that they've done so much dirt, they deserve to get dirty, get done dirty. You know what I mean? Jamie Lannister, I do think he has to survive the situation with Lady Stoneheart. So I think it could be a good possibility that Brienne takes Lady Stoneheart out. I mean, I think I don't think they can run away. I don't think it's going to be a situation like that. I think that it's a good possibility that Brienne will have to kill Lady Stoneheart because she's not going to kill Jamie Lannister. We know that. She's not killing Jamie. That's not happening because that whole sleeping together scene that they did in the show, that's definitely got to happen. Brienne has definitely got to have sex with Jamie. It's definitely have to go down. So Jamie has to have sex with Brienne. And Brienne is not no damn Gwendolyn Christie, right? We know this, right? In the book. That ain't the same woman described in the books. This is a chick with no ear. You know what I mean? And there's nothing. She don't look like Gwendolyn Christie, all right? Not at all. So this Jamie Lannister in the books is in for a ride. This is a big woman. She's a big boned woman. You know what I mean? Big boned. You know what I mean? She's round like a mound. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see it going down like that. You know what I mean? So him getting killed by him fighting Euron, you know, maybe it goes out like that. Maybe he does get the fight with Euron. It's hard to say. You know what I mean? Because I think that Euron, when it's all said and done, I think that Euron has to. If the dragon horn is successful, if it truly works, you know, if the dragon horn truly works, and Euron gets control of one of the dragons, that would be the only way I could see Cersei surviving King's Landing and surviving Aegon. If she was able to get with Euron Greyjoy and he had a dragon, he could roast Aegon alive. Euron could burn up Aegon and Jon Connington in Storm's End. That would be the only way I could see them if they retreated back to Storm's End and hidden there. The only way Cersei I could see her defeating him is if she had Euron on her side and Euron just shot the fire down. He had a dragon and burnt up everyone in Storm's End and killed Aegon and all that. That could be a way Aegon goes out. He could go out like that, and the Martells, and they can all go out like that. It's a good possibility that could happen if that dragon horn is effective. That's only if it's effective. You know, because Victorion is going to die in that battle. He's not going to make it back to Westeros. He dies in this battle, whether it's at the hands of Dany or whether it's at the hands of Euron. If he does get control of the dragon, he goes over there and he burns him. But Victorion Greyjoy does not make it back. And then that's the bottom line, which is a sad situation because I like out of all the Greyjoys, I like him the best. I think he deserves to make it back. And this guy playing Euron is not the Euron that we know from the books. We know this. This is just a guy they threw in there just because he looked like Theon a little bit. John Haymaker says maybe Euron will take a dragon in the books instead of the Night King. You know, he could take the dragon in the books, but then the Night King definitely still has to get a dragon when it's all said and done. But first, we have to get the Night King in the book, right? So we have to have the Night King in the books come around. And I do believe we will have the Night King in the books come around. And I think he will have an ice dragon. I am just hoping that in the books, it's a true ice dragon that we see, one that literally shoots ice out of his mouth and freezes people. I want to see an ice dragon that when it flies overhead, everything freezes beneath it. You know what I mean? A real, true ice dragon. Because we know that the ice dragon from the storyline, when we've seen the book, The Ice Dragon, that ice dragon was able to beat 3 fire dragons by itself very easy. It wasn't even a fight. He took them out. So hopefully it's a situation like that. We get a real true ice dragon that definitely acts like an ice dragon. Not just dragon shooting blue fire because it looks cool. You know, I don't want none of that shit. I don't want to see no goddamn blue ass fire coming out of his mouth. That makes no sense. Plexi Brand says, "What if Euron is the Night's King in the books?" I don't think that Euron is the Night's King per se. It seems like he does like worship the Night's King, and it seems like Euron understands that the long night is coming. I think he just thinks he could sit back after it's all done and claim whatever's left. I think that's his plan from what we've seen in the visions for him. I think that's what he wants to do. I think he understands the long night is coming. I can just chill, wait this one out, and after whatever's left, I can just be the king of that. I think he's more on that. Sam asks, what are your thoughts on how the missing characters are going to fit in the puzzle of the ending? It would depend what missing characters you're talking about. There's a lot of missing characters in there, so you would have to tell me specifically which one you would have to be. But yeah, I do believe that that's how it is with Euron. I think that he just wants to sit down, mop up whatever's there. You know what I mean? But he has plans to sit there with Cersei, and that is obvious. Him and Cersei will be on the throne. It's very hard to predict how George is going to write these things. That's what makes it so much better. Well, you know what I mean? I don't think that we'll see Quaithe again in the books. Asking about Quaithe, I don't know if Quaithe's going to make another appearance. I think her part was played. Now, I know people want to believe that she's another character in the books, and that's why she'll show up. If she happens to be the other character, people think she was a Shura Dane or something like that. I think, except the Maribor is a Shura Dane, and one of them are. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna see them again. I don't think it's going to be the Dane. I don't know if it's going to be that all these hidden people hidden in plain sight. I don't know, if that's the way it's going to be. I don't know if Quaithe has a part to play, besides the part that she did play trying to warn Daenerys about all these people like Tyrion and Jon Snow, and that they're going to kill her in the end. That ends the same for Daenerys. Daenerys will be killed by Jon Snow. Sorry about that. There's no doubt that that's going to happen. Someone says, I think Aegon equals R plus L. No. It's impossible. It's truly impossible for Aegon to equal R plus. Aegon is the son. I mean, unless you want to call Aegon Jon Snow, then yes. If you want to say Aegon's Jon Snow, then yes, then it does. But besides that, no. Aegon is the son of Illyrio Malpatis and his wife Ciri. That's who he is. That's why Illyrio cares so much about him. There'd be no other reason for him to care that much about him unless he was related to him. That's what it is. Yeah, I think I touched on Stoneheart. I think Stoneheart will die at the hands of most likely Brienne. Aegon, I think I touched on Aegon and John Compton. There's a couple of ways they could do it. If they sit the Iron Throne, they get Cersei off the Iron Throne. I think he could spurn the Martell woman. I think he could spurn her. He could be poisoned by her and killed. Or if Euron gets control of the dragon, he could burn them if they don't even get towards the Iron Throne in Storm's End. Because the reason why they're in Storm's End is because they believe that Storm's End is this impenetrable castle. And that's what you hear about Storm's End all the time. You can't be defeated. No one can penetrate Storm's End, but a dragon can. Like, Storm's End's never been attacked by a dragon. You know, kind of like Harrenhal. That's the way they try to make Storm's End seem like it's impregnable. There's nothing you can do once you get inside Storm's End. No one can take it down. Bjorn has a dragon. He could roast them all alive right in Storm's End. And it could be a situation like that. You know, that's the only way I could see Cersei still sitting on the Iron Throne, is if Euron does something like that for her, if he has control of dragon. But it's all about if that horn actually works. You know, it's no guarantee that the horn's gonna work. They showed the horn. They showed the horn that Sam had in the show, but they never actually after that got back into these horns. They went right away from the horns. And why would they even show the horn that Sam had? Why did they show that? You know, why would they even bring that up? It just shows you that they were just going about it season by season. George R. R. Martin had to tell them that when they found that dragon glass, that horn was in there for some reason, and then they don't even use it. Why would you do that? I just don't understand it with your situations like that. When you have, you know, that's what I say about like when DC movies and these DC movies suck. You know, all these DC movies are terrible. All right. And the reason why they're terrible, these DC movies, is because they don't stick to the motherfucking script. Stick to the script. You have it all laid out for you in the comic book. Just follow the comic book, just like it says. Don't try to change shit. Don't try to put a twist on it. Don't try to think you're better than these writers. This thing Marvel does. Marvel sticks to the script. They see what Stan Lee did, and they adapt that shit to the screen. That's why Marvel is successful. Now, I'm going to say something that real quick that I've never said live before, and that is about this damn Infinity War, the last one that we've seen, Endgame, Avengers Endgame. I thought the Avengers Endgame was terrible. I'm going to be honest with you people. I did not like that movie at all. I thought that it was boring, especially the first 2 hours. The only thing good about that movie was the final battle at the end. That whole Professor Hulk shit was stupid. That was one of the stupidest things I ever seen, is stupid Professor Hulk. That was just so dumb. You know, I could not stand the Professor Hulk. You know, when I Hulk, I want to see the Hulk. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see the goddamn Hulk. I don't even see no nerdy ass Hulk figuring out fucking problems. I was in a goddamn Hulk ripping someone's ass in half, picking up planets and mountains and throwing them at people. We didn't get none of that shit. You get some goddamn nerdy ass Hulk who couldn't do anything. He didn't do anything. It was terrible. And then this Endgame was disgusting. I want to see that shit. I see the joke. And the thing that's going wrong with the Avengers, I would say that's going wrong with this franchise, and I don't know if it could be as successful as it was, is that they make everyone a goddamn comedian. Everybody got jokes in the Avenger. Everybody's funny. Not everybody's funny in real life. Not everyone's got jokes. They give all these motherfuckers jokes. Everyone's got a goddamn joke. You can't have everyone with a motherfucking joke. Have a couple of funny people. You gotta have some serious people. But when you really watch the Avengers, Infinity War was so much better. The first Avengers movie was still by far the best one of them all. But this last one, first 2 hours, it was just filler. It was really terrible. There was no need for it. They could have got down to the nitty-gritty and focused more on that battle at the end than what they fucking showed, because it was just dumb. And then Captain Marvel didn't do shit. She did nothing. Hey, like, why did they even have her in the movie? They didn't do anything. I mean, the first battle with Thanos was all right and everything else, but man, come on. It's got to be. I got to tell you the truth, people. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna tell you the goddamn truth. That last Endgame was terrible, terrible, and that is what it is. My man Fulan's in the building. What's good, baby? I've never seen Shazam. So I can't really judge Shazam. But you know, I can't judge it. But I will say she destroyed a whole ship. Whoa, 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 whoa! She destroyed a ship. What the hell? That doesn't mean anything. She did nothing. She did nada. It was terrible. Fulan, you gonna be at the con? That's what's up, baby. That's what's up, man. I cannot wait to see you there, brother. That'll be a great time. We gotta talk, but con. Oh my God, kind of motherfucking Thrones, man. Now, let me say this real quick before we go on about Kind of Thrones. Let me tell you something about Kind of Thrones, man, real quick. Now, at the con, there's a thing called the Ride of Dragon Challenge. There have been people, over 30-something people have entered this competition. And I'll let you know, in order to be in this competition in the Ride the Dragon Challenge, you must be someone from Kind of Thrones, meaning you must have a badge for Kind of Thrones to participate. If you do not go to Kind of Thrones, you cannot participate. All right? You must have the badge on your neck when you participate in the Ride the Dragon Challenge. All right? Now, I know everyone knows who's going to win this shit. We all know this, right? I know it. You know it. It's a done deal. I've already, there's no way anyone's outlasting me. All right? We know that. So this is what I've decided to do for all y'all people there. Because you know, the Don, it would not just be fair for me to go there and just walk away with the #1 prize when I'm the one who threw this shit, who came up with this idea for the Ride of the Dragon shit. It's not being fair for the host of this whole thing to walk away with the prize. That would be like Alex Trebek taking all the money. That would be like Pat Sajak getting the $5,000 prize on the wheel. Y'all may think it's rigged. You may think that somehow I did a little chicanery. Pull it off. You may think that somehow I spoke to the bull rider, the guy operating the bull, the dragon, and somehow I did a little chicanery in this motherfucker. Right? And I don't need chicanery. I don't need tricks. I don't need nothing like that. I'm gonna go out. I would win legitimately. But what I'm gonna do, even though I'm going to win, is we're going to have other people, whoever comes in after me, you will be declared the winner, 2, 3 down spots. All right. I will not take the prize. You know I'm gonna win. And I'm just gonna do it just to win, to show y'all the greatness of Tony Teflon. Show you all how I get down. I'm a natural athlete, which means any athletic competition that I do, I can do it naturally. Like a goddamn taskmaster. I do it. We know that. So I'm not going to take a prize. I'm going to give the prize to all of y'all. First place, second place, third place. Whoever comes in first, second, and third, y'all will get the prize. And it's not really truly first, all right? It would be really second behind me, but we can just say it's first place, all right? We can just say it, all right? My score will not go up against the scores of everyone who enters the competition. We'll just put that at the side. You understand what I'm saying? So this is Sailor Diva. You mean stop swimming? I done told you about my swimming paralysis. How great I am when I'm swimming. I done told you that last live stream, Sailor Diva. You know how great I am swimming. I told you I'm great. They call me Namor, the Prince. That's who I am when I'm swimming with a goddamn noodle. You know, you know it. You done heard it. Doesn't matter the color of the noodle. It doesn't matter the length. But when you see me on it, it's like Submariner riding a goddamn seahorse. That's how I get down when I got the noodle on me. So you want to challenge me, Sailor Diva? Right there. How well do you swim, Sailor Diva? Huh? Let me see you do it without the noodle. Let me see you do it without a noodle. Let me see you do it. I want to see it because I don't understand You people try to challenge me. It doesn't matter whether it's in the water. It doesn't matter if it's on the ice, in a goddamn canoe, a motherfucking double paddle boat. Go up against the Don Tony Teflon, you're going to fall. And that's the goddamn truth. Anyone, Sailor Diva, it is you and I in a swimming contest. Bring your ass. We are going to see exactly where you at. Yeah, I'll get to you. Don't think I won't get to you. I'll get there. Don't think I won't get there, because I will. Playing with none of y'all. But yeah, so when it comes down to the Ride the Dragon Challenge, I will, without a shadow of a doubt, enter the contest. I will participate. I will outlast everyone, but my score will not be in there with all y'all. I want y'all to have a great time. I want y'all to go home as winner. So I will crown y'all, whoever gets the best time, the winner. And that is what it's going to be. That is how I'm going to have this thing go down with y'all people. So don't think of it in any other way. I don't want y'all nervous and not entering the contest because you're like, damn, Tony Teflon's in this motherfucker. I can't beat him. I know that feeling. I've seen it in other people's faces before. I've seen it. You know, I don't want y'all to feel that way, like, damn, man, Tony Teflon's in this motherfucker. I've seen that, people, like when I've walked in the clubs. You know, I don't walk in the clubs no more. I'm a little old for that. But when I used to walk in the clubs and the Don stepped in the building, I see other guys go out there like, God damn, this nigga up in here. It's over, man. We got to go to a new spot. Because when he's around, ain't no one can shine when this around. And that's where, let me tell you something. Thank you for the super chat. Sailor Diva says, paying you to stop dragging me. I'm not dragging you, Sailor Diva. I got nothing but love for you. I'm not dragging you. I'm just telling you the deal, darling. I'm just letting you know that me and you is going to be on a swim contest. We're going to get a swim off going on. And we're going to see exactly what's going on, man. We're going to see exactly what's going on. It ain't dragging you. The only people I'm out here dragging is the people on the goddamn Ride the Bull Challenge. These people who have thought that they could, for some reason, and I'm not talking about your regular people out there. I'm talking about the YouTuber people mostly that thought that they could somehow beat my best time. Now, all these other YouTubers that's in it and all that, they will still have the opportunity to win. They still have the opportunity to be in it and get the prize. It's just a dime. It's not going to get the prize because it just wouldn't be fair. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that to you. I want to crown other people champion. You know, I know I'm gonna be champion. You know, we all know that. It's known. You know what I mean? But as I said, you know, I don't want people to feel bad. As I said back in the day, you know, I was running up in the club, and I run up in the spot. Dude just see me come in and be like, God damn, son. This nigga up in here again, man. It's over. We got to get what we get before Tony Teflon come in here. Because it's over when he show up. I ain't do it. That's the way it was. And I wasn't those club guys. I didn't go on a dance floor and make a big circle around me. I didn't do that. Don ain't no big dancer doing that. I mean, I could dance, but got to dance. You know, I will dance. I'll get that going on when I gotta get that going on. You know what I mean? It's no problem. My dancing skills official. But Don wasn't nobody. I'm a kid and play. I'm not getting out there in the circle and making a circle around me. I don't need to do that. All right? I don't need to. I come up there, I get my drink, and I play the wall. That's how I do it. I got my team partners to play the wall players. And that's it. We scope it all out. Scoping everything. That's how we handled it in the days of the clubs back then. Well, we got say they've been super chat man Fernandez T. It says, for the love of Don. Cheer. Cheer. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that 100%, man. I appreciate that. What is this? What are you saying here? Sailor Diva? What is that? Someone trying to talk shit? It's trial by trivia. You better bring your green ass pool noodle, cause I am going to smoke that ass. I'm gonna address that after I got a super chat from Weezy P. It says, I need to know what the hell is that in that half-gallon mug you're drinking. You're drinking. I am drinking right now the lemon shandy. Shock top is the Don's drink of choice this summer. That's what I'm rocking with right here. Lemon shandy shock top. You want to rock like a Don? Then you can pour yourself a little lemon shandy shock top like that, and you could be a Don too. You can feel like Tony Teflon. You know what I mean? Thank you all for the super chat. Y'all know the Thug Mug is official. Thug Mug was actually sent to me by a subscriber of mine named Amber, who I have not heard from in a very long time. It does upset me, but that is another story. But that is the Thug Mug who sent the Thug Mug to Dom. Now, let me address this trial by trivia. We know who trial by trivia. You know, he comes in here, the trial by trivia name. You know, and make it seem like multiple people. It's only one person. That's goddamn Tarzan. And your name's Tarzan. We know it. This is not a swinging from the vine competition. This is not a yodeling competition. All right? I'm not wrestling alligators, Tarzan. All right? There's no way that you can beat me in the swim off. It's impossible for you to beat me in the swim. It's impractical. There's no way. So I will bring my goddamn noodle, and you will lose to a man with a noodle. That's what's going to happen. You will lose to a man with a noodle, and you will have to go back to Florida and eat that. That's all that will happen. The only thing that you're going to see is waves kicking in your face as this black man goes right by you in the damn pool. And when I reach the other side, and I'm sitting up there drinking a drink, and you spit the water out your mouth and you touch, I'm here. When you open your eyes, the only thing you're going to see is the Don's big ass feet staring you right in the face while I'm on the pool side sipping a drink with a couple of ladies behind me saying, Tarzan, he's already been here for 5 motherfucking seconds. Hello, this is going to happen, man. All right? So you better watch yourself, Tarzan. You're going to watch yourself when you see the Don up in this piece. All right? You better watch yourself. You better start training. And you think you can dead mess with a Don, goddamn. I understand people nowadays. I really don't understand. I didn't think you could test me, man. You don't get to test me. When it comes to athletic, listen, this is getting off on a tirade. I know y'all don't come here to hear me get off on a tirade. I know y'all come out here to hear me talk some Game of Thrones. I want to reel it back in. And I'm going to let y'all know exactly. And we're gonna go back to the Game of Thrones things, and that's it. As John Haymaker says, I like George of the Jungle better than Tarzan. You exactly right. You exactly goddamn right, Johnny. You're exactly right. You see how this is, man? You see how it is? This is how you know that people already submit to me on the bull ride. You don't hear no one talking about the bull, right? You hear no one talking that shit. Now you want to talk. You heard the Don say that the Don rolls with a noodle in the pool. Now you're like, oh, we got a weakness. We're going to get the Don in the pool. We're going to get in the pool. We're going to get in the pool. We're going to see you in the pool. Every one of you. I don't care who you are. And you ain't got no chance versus me. You better be Olympic goddamn level. you mess with the Don Tony Teflon. And that's the bottom line. You better be Olympic level. Olympic. All right? That means you can't come in there on amateur stuff. You better come in here as an Olympic swimmer. It's the only way it's going down. All right. Sam R says, I won't be participating in either sport competition, but I will gladly support from the sideline. Only person you need to support is the winner, Sam, and that's me. All right? If you want to be the person to wrap the Don in the towel when the Don gets out the pool, you could be that person. All right? You can be that. All right? You can be that. If you want to wrap the winner in the towel, that's where you got to be. You can be that. Yeah, I used to my ex-girlfriend, this girl I was with a while back. A while back, I had an ex-girlfriend. She was very nice to me. She was really nice, this girl. Very nice. I'm not mentioning her name, but she was very nice. But every time the Don would be inside the shower and come out the shower, she was a very nice girl. Very nice girl. And every time the Don would come out the shower, she would go down to the basement and she would put a towel inside of the dryer and heat the towel up. And when the Don came out the shower, she would wrap the Don in the hot towel and give him a kiss when he got out the shower. I'm not just talking once, twice, every time. It was a very nice girl. Very nice girl. The only one who's ever done that to me, my kid's mom ain't do that shit for me. But she did that for me. And I've never met another girl who's ever done that ever in my life. But she was very nice. You know what I mean? It was very, very nice of her to do that. She's a very sweet girl. You know what I mean? And that was it. It said, damn, that's a wife. Yes, she definitely was wife material. She definitely was. She's right now, she's married, and I still speak to her. She's still my friend on Facebook. And she's married. She has I think she has 2 kids, 3 kids. I think she has 3 kids now, 3 sons and stuff. So yeah, she was a very, very nice girl. I'm very happy for her and her family. She's a beautiful family and stuff. But she was very nice. Chrissy of Old Stones in the building. All right, so now I have told y'all all about the damn Crown of Thrones situation, right? I told you all the people that are going to fall. That is goddamn Stephen A. Stark. Falling. All right. And I want to tell you something about this Geek Chat 1 clique. All right. I'm talking about all the people that rock with Geek Chat 1. All right. It only seems that the woman, Lauren's Corner, is the only one willing to step up for Geek Chat 1 and represent in this goddamn Ride the Boat channel. All these other guys that we see in Geek Chat 1, you know who I'm talking about. I'm talking. What is these people that put their name in the comment section so I know exactly? You know what I'm talking about when I say these damn Geek Chat. At least when you deal with the history of Westeros, you see Aziz. He has stepped up to the plate to take the challenge to rep for the history of Westeros. He's done it. He stepped up. He said he's going to do it. And that's what it is. And I got nothing but respect for Aziz for doing so. All right? He's going to rep for his channel and give a good showing. And that's what's going on right there. You know, but when you deal with the Geek Chat 1, it be J.R. Riley. This motherfucker. He don't want no part of the bull. He's nervous. He don't want no part of the bull. His boy Kyle Foster. They don't want no part of the goddamn bull. You don't see them stepping up to the challenge at all. At all. I come up with excuses. Nervousness. That's what I see. I think the only one that's stepping up is the women that is able to do it. And Gemma would be the one most likely. If out of all of them, it would be Gemma to step up and rep for that clique and get on that dragon and ride that dragon. I'd rather see her on the dragon than any one of those motherfuckers anyway. Tell you the truth. But I'm saying, she'll be the only one. You don't see these people stepping up to the plate. Like you see Aziz is stepping up to the plate. You look, Sean with his little ass legs is stepping up and going up there, the dancing man. He can step up to the plate and do it. You know what I mean? When you deal with these cliques, you got Phil the Issues guy repping for the Issues team, the team Issues. Right? You see him stepping up. Because you know Dirty Locks can't do it. Dirty Locks just go right off the side. He's too drunk all the time. There's no way Dirty Locks, as soon as that shit go down, you know Dirty Locks is out of here. You know what I mean? But you see the people who stepping up for the game. And it's going to be the women of Geek Chat 1, Lauren's Corner, and most likely Gemma to hold it down. Because the men don't want none of that. They don't want to see the down. Because they know exactly what's going to happen to the down. They may have the little Blaze manga guy. Maybe he will step up for them. But he will do it just as good as he's done in the Trial by Trivia show. He's going to get tossed off too within a second, I guarantee it. He ain't got no grip. All right? He got no grip. All right? And he's out of here. And that's the bottom line when I say, I'm telling you, I call all these people out. I ain't afraid of these motherfuckers. Call them all out. Because I know what I'm going to do. I know exactly what I'm going to do when I get up on that motherfucker. Let me ride that to the sunset. So you go back and tell them all, Don Tony Teflon, to mention them by name. By name. Call them out on the streets. All right? I call them right out. And tell them, be a man, step up on the goddamn dragon and take your chance to beat the Don. And they're going to do it. Because they know it is what it is. They know they have no chance to beat me. Not at all. Tarzan, please. So you go over to all these other channels, Joe the Magician, Brandon Beefish. You tell them all to step up to the plate. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. I gotta have these women up here, which I'd rather see on the bull 100%. I really do. You know, like Crow Food's daughter repping for these people coming up there. And she'll be defeated swiftly by the Don. But at least she's stepping up and giving it a shot. At least she's taking a chance. At least she's rolling the dice. You know, all these other podcasters from these other shows, Game of Owns, Dabble's Fingers. Where your fingers at, Dab? That's why they can't grip it. Because their fingers is like Dabble's. That's why they're scared. You tell them all to step up to the Ride the Dragon Challenge and try to beat the Don's time. That's it. All right, no longer am I going to talk about this Kind of Thrones right now. I ain't going to talk about this no more. No more. I'm done with it. I done put it out there to everybody. Y'all don't want it with me. Y'all don't want to be defeated by me. Bridge 4 has stepped up to the plate. He's going to try to do so. Look, we see how big Bridge 4 is. Yes, he looks like he could break walnuts with his thigh muscles. Right? He does. He looks like he can. He looks like he could break a walnut with his thigh muscle. The Don ain't worried about that, though. He ain't worried about it. I'm not worried about that whatsoever. The Bridge 4, you keep training. Keep training. I want you to bench at 350 pounds. I want you to squat your 420 pounds. I want you to do all that. Because when you're down and you done did all that and you're on the ground and I'm looking up over you and I say 1.5 seconds. I want you to know all the work you put into it to get that 1.5 seconds. When the Don is just going to show up and roll for 10 seconds no matter what. So when I take off this jacket, people, when I take the jacket off, I'm going to unleash it. Unleash the total Teflon on everybody at the con. So here we go. I'm done challenging you people. You all know the deal. We all know who the winner really is going to be, but I'm not going to take the prize. I'm going to give the prize away to all of y'all. And that's how I get down. And that's it. So there you go. You tell all those people, Joe the Magician, everybody else who's going to be at the con to bring their ass to the Ride the Dragon Challenge. And I will beat them. Not only will I beat them, I'll beat them convincingly. All right. Now we are done. We are done talking about that right now. Now we are going to go and talk back Game of Thrones. That's what y'all are here for, to talk Game of Thrones. We have already rocked for an hour, and we will go on for maybe another half an hour or so. Maybe another hour. Who knows? Depending on how much we can talk about this situation, about what's going on. You goddamn right, Alex Trebek knows this. Fulan's my man. You see how people with my man Fulan? I'm not competing with Fulan. It's my man. You know what I mean? He gets up there, I'm sure he'll be effective. He won't be as effective as me, of course, but I'm sure he'll be effective. That is what it is. That the way it goes. What are you most looking forward to reading about in the Winds of Winter? I think that I'm I would like to see the Battle of Ice with Stannis. I would like to see exactly how that plays out, and I would like to see Stannis win that Battle of Ice. I think that is the most thing that I'm looking forward to seeing, reading when I read the Winds of Winter. I mean, if there was a Stannis POV chapter and I opened the book, I would just go right to that Stannis POV chapter without reading anything else. I would skip right to that chapter and read that chapter and see exactly how that's going to go down. But I don't think there will be one. Most likely, it would have to be a Theon chapter, right? It would probably most likely be a Theon POV, and that way I would have to work my way to it, because I would think the first Theon POV, Theon chapter that we see is going to be the one that he's already released, and maybe Theon 2 would be that chapter with the battle. So I would probably try to do that. I'm most interested in seeing that, without a doubt. You know what I mean? That's what I want, without a doubt here. Dude, Blind just spectating. You see? A smart man. And that is what it is. So yeah, I think that's what I'm looking forward to the most. I'm looking forward to also to Jon Snow, how that plays out at the wall, everything at the wall. I think that how that whole situation with Shireen up at the wall, Melisandre at the wall, Jon inside a ghost. I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out. So I would have to say that those two things are the two things I'm looking forward to the most in Winds of Winter. And I just want it to be the true Winds of Winter. I want it to be that winter has come for years. I want it to be like that. That's the way it is. I don't know what people are doing, man. People just like texting you at the bad moments. You know, I want it to be something like that, you know, so that it's been years and people have been, you know, it's supposed to be like, to me, a dream of spring. When I hear dream of spring, that means spring is just a dream. Like, it's been so cold and so windy and so much snow that you can only dream of what spring used to be. So I want it to be exactly like that. Not the way they showed it in the show, where it's just a couple of ice flakes, a little snow here, a little snow there. I know they can't really truly do that on the TV show like they're supposed to, and have that look the way it's supposed to look. But that's what I would really want it to be. I wanted to see a winter like that in the books that's lasted for all this time, and that people could only dream of spring. And I want to see the White Walkers actually destroy all of Westeros like they're supposed to. I want them to go through everyone. I don't want to see a little Ned Umber pinned on the wall and start screaming. Ah! Ah! That was such an annoying scream. I mean, when they casted the guy, I wanted to say, "Hey, little boy, let me hear you scream." Yep, that's a scream we're looking for. it was such a terrible scream. It wasn't even like a scary scream. It was nothing. It was just like a noise. Like I wanted to smack him. Like, shut up, you little biatch. Shut that shit up. That scream was just so annoying. And then you know, if it's like the Night King who's bringing him back to life at that particular time, whose voice is coming out of that kid's body? Because I've never seen any other white scream or make any other noise like that. So was that the Night King's voice coming out that body of that kid screaming like that? Right? Have we ever heard any other white scream or make any noise like that? I don't think so. Please let me know in the chat if I'm wrong. But I've never heard any voice come out. So that has, if the Night King is controlling him, he's doing it on purpose, and he's seeing through his eyes and said, "Hey, these guys just turned their back. I'm gonna make these motherfuckers jump." Ah! Ah! What the fuck is that, biatch? That just sounds like some bullshit. All right? I didn't like that. There's no jump there. That just shows you the Night King is fucking with people. Like, who's this guy Night King with a sense of humor? You know, he waited for them to turn their back. You know, he didn't just do it as soon as they walked in the room. He let them see it. Then they turned their back, and then he did it. So this motherfucker fucking with people. This motherfucker Chris Rock and shit, the Night King. He's got jokes and shit. Me know the kid pinned up against the wall. You know he can't do nothing. I mean, I just don't get it. I just don't understand it. What up to Timo? This kid 30 came up in the building. You know, what up? I just didn't get that. I didn't like that. I don't think that was scary at all. You know, I wasn't afraid of it at all. As I said, the scream was just, who cares? I never heard any of the white scream before. And now all of a sudden, this little boy's screaming. I didn't like that whatsoever. I just didn't think it was scary enough. It didn't scare the Don, Tony Teflon. Not like anything in that show ever would scare the Don. You know, the Don don't scare very easily. I think the only movie that scared me, that I could say I legitimately was scared of the movie and I had nightmares about, was the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie. And I'd seen that when I was a child. You know, not when it first came out, but I seen it when I was a child. I think it was more the fact that I was a child that scared me of that movie. But that movie truly scared me. Like I truly had fear about this guy with this goddamn chainsaw coming for me and stuff. I was very afraid of that movie. That scared the shit out of me, that movie. But that's the only thing I could really see that scared me. That the first Texas Chainsaw Massacre. It's just I had dreams like this old lady sucking blood out of my finger and shit, and people taking fucking hammers and trying to drop hammers on my head and hold me down. That was very scary for a child. Why the fuck did my dad let me go see that shit? Why did my dad show me that shit? I don't know why he let me in the room, goddamn. But that would be the only one that thing really scared me. All the other movies, I was never really scared of. Not, it got to the point with these horror movies that I was just basically like, what is this? Timo says, Tarzan, I got days off, but I don't know if I'll have funds for tickets. I tell you what, Timo, if you get to Con of Thrones, I will buy your ticket for the Con of Thrones. How about that? So you don't need funds for tickets. I got your ticket. You can get down there. I got your ticket. No problem. We'll get you a ticket. That's not a problem. You see this in the chat? I just said I would pay for a ticket, and in the chat she gonna put Tony knows I'll be there. You cannot beat my ass in anything. All right? Nothing. But bring your ass down there. I got your ticket, girl. I got the ticket. You know what I mean? It's no problem for that. You know what I mean? I got the ticket and all that. And we could definitely get you that. And I would say that hit up my man Tarzan. Tarzan, my man, 50 grand. I love Tarzan. You know, I just played around with Tarzan. That's my man right there. You know what I mean? But Timo, definitely hit Tarzan up. Yeah, I'm dead ass serious. Dead ass serious. I got your ticket. That's a done deal. You don't have to worry about that. Period. So if that's your concern, is your ticket's taken care of. But hit Tarzan up, and we see if we can hook some more stuff up for you and stuff like that. No problem. You know what I mean? So definitely come down there. We will take care of you and stuff. Without that, I would love to meet you in person. I'd love to meet everyone. I'm sure that Alicia Kingston would love to meet you in person. I'm sure the whole fandom would love to meet you in person. I'm sure Phil the Issues guy would love to meet you in person. So definitely, Timo, if you can do it, you know what I mean? If you got the days off and the only thing holding you back is your ticket, then there's nothing holding you back. We'll see you at the con. And that's it. You are my personal friend on my real Facebook page, so you can always hit me on that and stuff like that if you need anything else like that. A Pluchy Brand says the real contest will be Timo, Lauren, and Teflon TV. Any one of you three could win and have the flair of fighting words that makes the stakes higher. No, Lauren Corners. I think I have some type of thing with her. You know what I mean? And stuff like that. Baratheon is my man. Fulan. He says Baratheon is fake Valyrian. I don't know if you could say. I don't know if you could say they're fake Valyrian. I think they are Valyrians. I mean, when you look at it, they're Targaryens. I would say that really not too much different than the Blackfire. I mean, they would be really the. I'm not trying to make you cry, darling. Don's not known for that. You know what I mean? But yes, we got you. So you're good on that. So we good. I expect to see you there and stuff like that. And that's what it's gonna be. Jamie's gonna be there, right? YouTube family's gonna be there. So I expect Timo to get there. Everybody in the chat, put in the chat. We want Timo to be at the con, so that Timo knows how much we all want her to be at the con. Sailor Diva, I wish you were at the con too. I wish you were there. I wish I could see all my sisters up in there at the con. Pink Lash, that would be great if you could make the con. Peter Griffith, are you coming to the con? I don't know if you're making it out there. I don't know. You never told me if you're going to be there. I hope everyone out here, I would love to see you all at the con and stuff like that. You know, Lauren, what does Lauren Corner know about bull riding from Scotland? I don't know about this, what they know about doing in Scotland. What do they have over there? Them hairy ass cows? Is that what they're known for? Hairy cows? Cows with hair on them? Now, come on, man. Lauren's got no chance. Well, Timo, it may have started off the year, it may have started off horrible, but we're going to end this motherfucker officially. So you're good. You don't have to worry about anything when you get down there. The Don is there. The Don is chilling. You'll be all right. Just make your way down there. Don't worry about your ticket or anything like that. Don's taking care of that. So you're good on that. All right. So we're going back here, talking about, look, we got everyone here saying go Timo, go. Let's get a go Timo. Can we get a go Timo in the chat from everybody? A G-O Timo, so that she knows that we all want her to be there. And Don will ask you if you could please put that in there so that we know. All right. And not just to go for the challenge and stuff, but you know, just to go. You know, even if you don't do the challenges and everything else, that's just all fun. We just want you to be there, man. So we're gonna go Timo going on in the chat, so everybody knows that we want Timo up in the building, man. We want you there. Got nothing but love for you, girl. And you know what I mean? And we just all want you there. Look at you, Mama Joe. Mama Joe. Look at you, Mama Joe. Your dreams are going to be shattered. I shattered dreams like Jordan. Smoker Harness is in the building. There you go. Thank you, my chat. I appreciate you. Mama Joe. You need to bring your ass, Mama Joe. Mama Joe, you need to bring yourself out here with that shit you chucking, girl. Bring yourself. Ah. Oh, Mama Joe, I'm a shattered dreams. If your dream is to see the Don lose, then that dream will be shattered, girl. That dream will be shattered straight up. You know what I mean? So hopefully we get Timo there. She said she's gonna go. All right, so let's hope that she's really there. We want you there, girl. We really do. So definitely come up there. Just chilling, man. We want to see you there. Mama Joe says next year. I'll be here next year, Mama Joe. I'll be here next year for you, and I won't let you live it down. I won't let you live it down. I won't. I love my mama, and I don't care if you're as old as my mama. I ain't gonna let you live it down. All right, Mama Joe? I ain't gonna let you. You be the first one to see the post of it, of the dime winning. Oh, we got an I go from Timo. So Timo will be in the building, people. That is what it is. Listen, if anyone was able to beat the Don Tony Teflon, I guarantee you that the Don would bend the knee to that person at the end. But that's not going to happen because y'all will kiss the goddamn Don's ring when it's all said and done. You'll kiss the Don's ring when it's all said and done. That's what it's going to be. So, all right. So we were talking about. I was talking about the black. A man Fulan. He said the Baratheon. You got to look at the Baratheons as Targaryens. Point blank. Period. End of story. I mean, if Oris Baratheon is the half brother, and only thing that is, he's really the true Targaryen. All right. I mean, we have Aegon, the nasty Targaryen, right? Whose father slept with his sister to make him, right? They mean that's you want to call that the full bloodline Targaryen? That's the nasty Targaryen, all right? And that's the nasty nast. That's the nasty. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's the deformity Targaryen, right? So you have, that's the House Rothschilds, who like to marry their cousins and everything else to each other to keep the money in the family and not have the women be able to take over money so that the money doesn't go to another family, right? That's a Rothschild. That's how the Rothschilds get down, the Rothschilds. I'm talking about real life. The Baratheons are the way it's supposed to be, right? The Baratheons is a different woman than you've been born to. So in reality, the Baratheons are the true Targaryens. If you ask me, that if I had to pick one, I'd be a Baratheon. Out of any house, the Baratheons are my house. But that's the way it's supposed to be. You know what I mean? So to me, that's why when people say like Stannis has the claim going back to because his grandmother was a Targaryen. Well, he's a Targaryen. He doesn't need no claim from no grandmother. The Baratheons are Targaryens. They got the same father as Aegon. They don't have to have the same mother. That's a nasty nast. Who wants that? That's nasty. All right? It's got to be the real deal. So I would just think that's what it is. Now, I don't know if maybe y'all could quote me on this. I don't know. I don't know if the Valyrians practice this nastiness of sleeping with each other's sisters and brother. I think that was just a Targaryen situation because all the Valyrians died off. But I don't think that was a straight Valyrian practice to fuck your sister. I don't think that. I think that was just a straight Targaryen thing that they came up with. Because Aegon said, hey, I got two good-looking sisters. I'm going to fuck them. That's a thought that should not come across your mind. I don't know how that thought comes across someone's mind. I really don't. I just don't know how you say to yourself, hey, I have good-looking sisters here. Let me fuck them. Who thinks that? That doesn't come across. I got a beautiful sister. That never came across my mind whatsoever in my whole life. Ever. My sister's gorgeous. Beautiful sister. And let me be Trump. right? Because Donald Trump is the one who said that, he said that he married his daughter. That's Donald Trump said that shit. I didn't say that. He's dead ass said in the video on Howard Stern that his daughter was the type of woman he would date. That she's one of the greatest beauties of all times, and he created her, and that's the type of woman that he would date. That's that shit, right? It's hard. I can't relate to that. I can't even see anything like that. This is disgusting. It doesn't compute. That's his daughter. That's even worse than the Targaryens, right? The Trumpgarians. If you're a Trumpgarian, he done Trump the Targaryens, Donald Trump, with that his nastiness done Trump the Targaryens. It is not being political. I'm not talking about anything about his policy. I was saying this when it comes to nastiness, that's as nasty as it gets. That's the worst nasty situation you could ever be in. There's no nastier than that, right? So I just don't see that. I would have to say, to me, the Baratheons are the true Targaryens, because that's the unnasty. That's the way it's supposed to be. That's why you're not going to get any deformities in them or anything like that. You ain't going to get anything like that. That's just the way it be and stuff. The other Targaryens, I don't get it. And yes, I know that George R. R. Martin has two sisters, but I'm not going to say that George R. R. Martin, was thinking about his sisters when he wrote the book. And I don't think that George gets down like that. I don't think George had desires or fantasies like that. I really just think that he was just drawing on the history of the English people who were doing that stuff. You know what I mean? And the British people, the royal family, the blue bloods, and everything else he was doing. He was going on that. Hashtag unnasty. Yeah, it's not nasty. That's the way it is. Yes, Dale Gart says many cousins marry. I agree. Yes, my grandfather and my grandmother were cousins, and they married. All right, so that's, if you want to know a little bit of history of the Don Tony Teflon. That's on my mother's side. They married, and I would say it's different, especially back then. It's different than it is today. And I don't say like this because if you want to go back to slavery times or things like that, if you look at, there was no lights. If you go back to slavery times, going all the way back, when you look at how, like, I know the whole history of my family. I have a whole book right here that is basically on my family. And like I have found out from DNA, whatever that DNA thing was, that the Don is 30% British. All right, I'm 30% British, which is everything else is African American. And I think I have a little bit of Indian in me, not a little bit, but a lot of Indian, but 30% British. And I understand where that British came from in my family. I can tell you exactly how it came from in my family. Like, I know where the British came from for me and my family. How I got the 30%, that's a pretty big number. You know what I mean? That's not a little bit there. 30% is fucking really big. So, is it a chance that I'm royalty? No, because I'm really British, and the people who are sitting on the throne in England are German. They're not British people. They're German. But no. So yeah, when you look at the at back in the days, the way it was, there was no street lights, especially people down south, North Carolina, where my family was from. There's no street lights. There was none of these things that we all use. And street lights is a huge thing. And so when you look at it, it's hard. If a square mile is what people would travel. And that's all you would have is a square mile, you know. So you deal with the women that are in your vicinity in that square mile. It's very difficult just to get around in a mile when you didn't have any true roads. You had little dirt roads, and you didn't have anything paved out for you, and it was just basically all woodlands. The most likely the women that you're going to see are going to be women that are somewhat related to you, you know. So that's really what it comes down to. But real quick, dealing with let me pull the book out. This book right here is my family's history book. It's called the History of the Black Hawkins Family, and that's what I am. I'm a Black Hawkins, and this book shows exactly from the earliest time of my family coming into this country as slaves, who we all came from, and everyone else in this book. And it's from Halifax County, North Carolina. That's where all my mother's side of family is from. And Sari is our beginning. Sari is who we trace our lineage to. Sari is the mother of all of us Black Hawkins. But okay, so this is show you some pictures here. This is my grandfather right here, Linwood Allen, right there. That's my grandfather. And he is the son of Lula Hawkins. And it has pictures and all that good stuff of all my family and everything else, and all the people from my family I never even met. All the Hawkins and everything else. But I can tell you exactly how. I don't know what's her name. Her name was so it tells you everything. Like I have everything. I have exactly what my family members were sold for, how much they were sold for, and basically I'll give you a quick basically rundown of how I believe that I have a lot of British in me and stuff. What happened was when the Hawkins, when I think is Isaiah Hawkins, back this was back when the Bacon Rebellion was going on. When he passed away, his will broke up the slaves that were in his will. So they broke up the slaves and they gave every one of his kids $2,500 worth of slaves. Right, that's how many slaves he had. So in the one lot of slaves was the people who I came descended from, basically all of them, but the one lot. And how it happened was the daughter got my great grandfather. She got him, all right. And then it wasn't a daughter. Yeah, it was a daughter. His daughter went and got it, and then she went to go and claim for more money in the courts. And I have the court records in here that she went to go get the claim for the money. And her brother is saying that the relation of the kid that was there was related to the family, and that's why she deserved the claim. And her brother took her to court and fought that, saying that that kid was not a member of their family because that kid was mulatto. And then after he made that claim, she never went back to fight that case. So it's pretty obvious to see how it happened, because my great uncle was the only male slave that she got in the lot. Everyone else she got was women and babies, and they were worth more money. So I would just have to say that the sexiness of my family and my ancestors, this was too much, that even slave owners, women, they could not resist us. And the children that were born from this woman were mulattoes and had to be with my great grandfather. And she was a British woman, 100% British. So I believe that that is somehow how the British got into my family and got into me and stuff like that. So I believe that that's how it all happened. Real quick there. If you want me to really break it down and go through it and show you pictures and stuff, I'll make a video for you if you really were interested in anything like that. But it shows you, like, it's very sad. Like when you see, like, when you look in here, and I got all, it's got all the records, like every record, every will, every court paper that was in there, death certificates. I have all that in here. And what's sad is, like, when I have handwritten letters from people back then, when they died, how long they lived, and everything else. But it's sad, like, when you look at like how much people was worth. You know what I mean? Like you could see, like, it'll say, like, I'm sorry if I didn't plan this, so if I did, I would have this right open and stuff for you. But I have all the slave masters, all their pictures and everything else, and all that. But it's really when he broke up, when he fell. Like it says right here, like if you could look right here, it'll say the lot of what my family and their members were sold for. You can see right there. And you can see right here, it says Matthew, we value at $1,600. Nathan, we value at $1,400. Ben, we value at $900. Albert, we value at $725. Mance, we value at $275. Hawkins, 44. We value at $300. And that's how all my family members were broke up, because it was $2,500 worth of slave that was given to every child and stuff. And that's how they broke everything else up like that. So yeah, you could see how they sold people, and they valued, and they had the value of the people, how much. You gotta understand that even back then, 200, that's a lot of money, especially back then. You know what I mean? If you look at it today's money, that would be a lot of money. So slaves were very expensive back then. There wasn't like slave was a little bit. The lot that was joined by, because there was a bunch of lots. The one that got my family is Miss Martha Hawkins, is the one who got my family members. And you had Alan, the son of Tenna, who was 25 years old. He was valued at $400. John, son of Tenna, who was 13 years old. He was valued at $300. Margaret, the daughter of Tenna and Tom, 10 years old. She was valued at $175. Mariah, daughter of Celia and Windsor, she was valued at $300. She was 12 years old. She was valued at $300. Kathy, the daughter of Harriet, 8 years old. She was valued at $175. Harriet James, the daughter of Tilly, 10 years old, was valued at $200. And I go through all of them, and I have it all right down here. If you don't believe me, you can look at it right there, and it'll show you. I'll hold it up there for a second, and you can see exactly what people sold slaves for back in the day. That is the exact prices that they were sold for, and that was it. Windsor, who was married to Seeley, approximately 51 years old, he was valued at $350. Madison, son of Windsor and Seeley, 16 years old, valued at $250. So all by your age, and if you had some type of more value, that's how you would get added value to. So yeah, no, it was rich people who were slave owners. It wasn't very poor people that had slave owners. And the lot where the plantation that my family was raised on, the Hawkins family plantation, and Isaiah Hawkins, he was the slave owner. He was like a big military hero for Britain and stuff, and that's how he got all the money to come over here to North Carolina and start it. But if you go to North Carolina, it's like a big Walmart that is there now. But that is all the land that he owned for the plantation that my family started off at and stuff. But that is that. And I remember, like, you first had the book done and everything else. My uncle got really mad about it and ripped the book up, and oh, I can't believe it. I was like, they said we were slaves. Like, what do you think we were? There's nothing to do it. It was plus yeah, how they get the information. It was done by one of my cousins and stuff. He is the one who put together the book and researched everything and put the book in there. And actually, the book is on display. This is the fifth edition of it. I am in the next edition of it. The sixth edition is my family's pictures and my children's pictures are in that book, actually, not in this one. The newest one that's about to come out will be my kids will be in there and I will be in there and everything else. So my cousin, he's the one who put it all together and stuff. And this is I'll show you real quick. Margaret right here, this lady right here. Right there, Margaret. If you can see her with the hat on right there, you see how pale and light skinned she is and how yellow she is. That is my grandmother's mother. That is my mother's grandmother. And her father was the last person, I do believe, that was born in slavery. That was a slave, Charles. Her father was the last one that was born in slavery. And this story is his mom was the cook that was in the kitchen, and there's a story in there of how they were only allowed to have biscuits twice a week. They would get bread. So since his mom was the cook, his mom would try to sneak him some extra bread once in a while. But one time she snuck him a biscuit, and she was about to give it to him when she was little, and the master was coming. So she took the hot biscuit and she put it down her blouse to hide it from him. And he says that after the guy left, it was so hot that her skin stuck to the biscuit. And she pulled the biscuit off of her skin and took the side that had her skin off and cut that piece off and gave him the rest of the biscuit. So when people tell you things about slavery, like, oh, it wasn't that bad, it was anything else. I mean, why would my great grandmother and have to put a biscuit down her blouse and burn her skin to the point where her skin stuck to it to feed her child a piece of a biscuit? Yeah, it wasn't a good thing. And I got a bunch of letters and stories like that from people. They're all in that book and everything else. And all that good stuff. You know what I mean? So well, let's not, we don't talk about all that stuff and everything else. I mean, if you wanted to, we could. Of course, I'm always hearing to say anything like that, all that. Can I? Aegon the Fourth? Can I unblock? I don't know who that is. TMO actually, I have no idea who that is. So I would not be able to do that at this particular time, but I can probably, if you remind me again, like hit me up, you know what I mean? I'll do that for you if you say so. I will do that. But if you get blocked on my channel or I block you for something, it's probably because you said something stupid, really stupid. Yeah, you would have to really say something stupid. So maybe he did say something stupid or anything else, but that was it. And all that good stuff. Yeah, I mean, I know that it's probably hard for people to hear stuff like that and all that good stuff, but that's my history. I'm not embarrassed that I've come from African slaves. That's what I come from. So I'm descended from and proud of my family members that they were able to endure everything they were able to endure in order for me to be in the position I am today. Because if it was me, I don't think I couldn't have done it. I don't know. I mean, I guess when you're raised that way and you don't know no better, and that's the way of life, and that's what it is, then probably you would do it. But if I was the man that I am today, they would have killed me. It would have been a wrap. I would have died. I would have died. I don't know if I could have survived the 70s or the 60s or anything, because I would have probably died. I would have probably been killed, lynched, hung, and it'd probably been over for me. So I'm proud that they were able to endure what they had to endure in order for me to be here today. So I'm very proud of them, and proud to be a part of them, and proud to be a part of the Black Hawkins family and stuff. So no, I do not mind sharing anything like that or anything like that. I just like to quash the myths that people try to say that, oh, slavery was this and it wasn't as bad as people thought it was and everything else. I got stories in here in this book that I show you how that when they separated my family members in that lot, and they took children from their kids. They had never seen their kids again for the rest of their life, and they were only like 7 miles away. I know you may say, "Oh, 7 miles? How do you get 7 miles?" Is a very long way, especially back then when you have no roads, you have no lights, you have no nothing. And they never. And I could show you a letter in here that she writes to the master, and she's like, "Please, master, please let me know if my daughter is okay." And you can hear the English that she's writing and how she's speaking it. Please let me know. I just don't. It's hard for me to sleep, not knowing how my daughter is doing. I just want to know if she's okay. Please, master, please let me know if my daughter is fine and she's doing okay. And to never seen her daughter again for the rest of her life, stories like that and everything else in here, not just one, but many of them. And I have the actual, handwritten letters from these people. It's not like someone's making this up. It's the actual handwritten letters. I have the actual deed sales. I have all these things that were in the court. I have all the court papers in this book to prove that everything I'm saying is 100% fact. So now it was a very sad time in American history. It just comes from a lazy people who just didn't want to work, and didn't want to pay people to work. But you have to know about these things like this so that you do not repeat them and that it does not happen again. And that is that. So anyway, we are done with Teflon family history right now. We are done with that. That pink lash. I wish I had all that. I'm very, very happy to have it. You know what I mean? I'm very proud to have it. I'm glad that I have it to read and stuff like that, and to share with my children, and to let them know, like when it came down to it, my sister was the first person in my family to graduate from college, and my whole family. She was the first one, and my sister, so that's a very long time, and a lot of things you deal with that's a lot of people, and that came through my family, and she's the first one to actually get a diploma and actually do it. A lot of people in my family did trades and things like that, and they push you towards that, but she was the actual first one to graduate in college and stuff. And that's a very, very long time in my family for someone to do that. So it's just what it is. It's just where it goes and all that. And my children have, well, been very successful and will be successful and all that, but that's just what it goes and stuff. Ah, I understand if Timo, if you're saying stuff like that pisses you off. It does piss you off. It does. There's no doubt about it. It does make you upset and stuff like that. But you can't look at it. You can't just be 100% upset about it and stuff like that. Yeah, but when people do try to rationalize it, it pisses me off too. It does make it because slavery was just, it was really because what happened was, why they did it was because the Irish people, and that's why I said the Bacon Rebellion. If you look at the Bacon Rebellion, it's how it really all started. The Irish people, who were indentured servitudes to the British, they were basically slaves for the British people too, but they didn't call them slaves, they called them indentured servants. They just went, when they were only allowed to keep them for like 7 years, and they had to set them free. And when they set them free, the Irish people just started killing Native Americans for land. They started getting into big wars with them for land. So the British people didn't like that. It was upsetting the whole economy of everything and making the Indian people go crazy. So they were like, we have to get some people in here we don't have to set free, that we can just keep forever. And that's why they went and got African people from Africa. And we didn't have to set free because they couldn't hold the Irish people, because the Irish people just were not having it. They were just saying, you're not staying with y'all forever. We're out of here. We're doing our 7 years and we're taking some land and we're doing we go. That's why you'll see a lot of black Irish. There's a lot of black Irish people out there. A lot of, because the Irish people understood the plot of the black people and they got along a lot. A lot of Irish people got along with black people. Nancy T, good night, darling. I can't wait to see you in the con and everything else. We have maintained a very good average of people here rocking with us all night long. We have almost been going for 2 hours strong. We have gotten Timo to the con. What's this person? Sandra. Sent me a message. We have gotten Timo to the con, and that is what we're here to do. You know what I mean? That's how that's what it's all about. You know what I mean? We've gotten a lot of people here and stuff like that. But you know, it seems like if y'all have any questions for the Don Tony Teflon, you know what I mean, after we have all discussed the history of my family and stuff and all that stuff. Oh, Timo, we do not wish for you to cry, girl. But we are happy. Make sure you hit me up, hit Tarzan up and stuff like that. Maybe we could figure out some accommodations for you and all that and make it even easier for you and stuff like that. But we expect to see you there. Definitely expect to see you there. I'm sure that that Phil would be happy to see you there and everything else. So that'd be a great time. Yeah, James Bird, thanks for sharing, Tori. No, I don't mind sharing. I always share stories with y'all and stuff like that. Some aren't as funny as others, but you know, y'all my peoples, man, and that's what I'm here to do. I got a Plexitrans says, what are your thoughts about magic and gods in the books? Are there actually gods, or is it something? I don't think that there's any gods in the books. I just think that it's, you know, Bloodraven and Bran. And just like there truly isn't probably any gods in this world. If there was a god, it would have to be, the only way a god would actually work, if there was truly a god, and it's possible that people could be considered gods, but the only way, and I don't think that there is actually a god, like a god. I would just think it would be a person that doesn't exist on our plane. And the only way that could actually work is if it's a fourth dimensional being. And if you wanted to call a fourth dimensional being a god because the things they would be able to do to manipulate us, only being in the third dimension, then we would not be able to see them because they live in the fourth dimension, it would only be a situation like that. And I don't think that the people in the fourth dimension would consider themselves God, because I'm sure there's another dimension that people can manipulate them. But if it really came down to it, the only way a god truly could exist that we would say is a god would be a fourth dimensional being, someone that we could not see, that would be able to do the things that a god is supposedly able to do. It would have to be a situation like that. So that would be the only way I could see it going down. When I look at it from my eyes, I do not believe that there's a supreme being that in the Song of Ice and Fire or in our real world that can see everyone's thoughts, that hears everybody's prayers, that does all this thing. I just couldn't believe it. If there was any type of situation like that, it would have to be a fourth dimensional person. This is someone who exists on a different plane, and that the way that they would affect things on our plane would just make us seem like they would be godlike, because they can manipulate objects and manipulate things like that the way we couldn't see it. So it would only be a situation like that to me. Good night, Tarzan. Have a good one, man. What up, fandom? These Saints and everybody else. I don't think you missed much, man. It is what it is. We've been here rocking, talking about a Song of Ice and Fire, talking about Con of Thrones. Timo has agreed to go to Con of Thrones. We need you to get there, fandom. These Saints, that would be great. And that is what it is. Timo, I would love to take random history classes. European history is good because that's really the only history we know. We don't really have a lot of history from a lot of other places who wrote it down, but we know a lot about European history. So European history is great. Uh, I like the Asian history. I like a lot of it. I like all that stuff, without a doubt. Yeah, no doubt. Fulan speaks. If you haven't listened to his content, definitely take a look at it. He is he is very, very good and stuff like that. Very, very good. Vince Harper says the Hawkins and Song of Hawkins and Tobacco. I don't know. I would have to look and see if it was tobacco that they were doing up there. I had to look and see if they were pushing out tobacco. Good chance they were pushing out a lot of tobacco back then. Good chance. I know I used to go down south to like my grandmother's house and everything else. I remember one time I got smacked in my face and stuff because I went down there and I go down. I'm talking about as soon as I got out the goddamn car. The first time I met my grandmother, my mom's mom, and all them from down south. I'm talking about as soon as I got out the car and put my bags down, they threw me in the fields to pick black-eyed peas and butter beans. I'm talking. I thought I was going on vacation. That was the whole thing. We left New York. Oh, you kids are going on vacation to your grandmother's house. I was going to vacation. I thought it was a big vacation and stuff like that. I thought it was a huge vacation and stuff. I'm talking about as soon as I got out the goddamn car, my grandmother gave me a goddamn basket, gave my brother a basket, and stuck us in the field picking black-eyed peas and motherfucking butter beans. And I picked those motherfuckers. You're a little kid. It's fun the first couple of beans you're picking. It's real fun, especially from the city, New York. You never seen all these crops and shit like that. And you're picking this shit in the first, and then all of a sudden, an hour goes by, and 2 hours, and sweating, shit stinging you and shit. The shit wasn't fun. So I remember when I got back and I had my bushel basket, and my mom was there and stuff, and I just took it and I threw it down on the floor, and I said, "This ain't no vacation. This is roots." And wow, I got smacked right in my face for saying that. I remember that clear as day. That's why I said I know there's no way I could have survived back then. There's no way because I was mad as a child. I was so upset, boy, when that happened. I thought I was going out there and it was just gonna be like I'm gonna have a good time. I'm gonna chill down south. Oh, this is no goddamn vacation, goddamn. This is goddamn roots. And my mom smacked me right in my face, boy. Smacked me right in my face. And that was it. But that was like my first taste of down south, and slapped my grandmother and had farm and slapped the pigs and do all that shit and everything else. And I think my only joy that I remember I got chased by a bunch of wild boar. I went out in the woods by myself, and they had to come out there on the horses to scare the boars away and stuff like that. Because I just went out there exploring, and all these fucking boars like surrounded me and stuff like that. And my cousins had to come out there on horses. They weren't looking for me, and the horses scared the boars away and stuff. Like the boars was gonna eat me and stuff. Maybe I like got King Robert or something. Hey, that's what happened to me and stuff. The boys weren't scared of me though. I tell you that. I remember when that happened, but that was my first time. All right, but I remember that's what it was for me when I was young, going to visit my grandmother, and I'm down there and stuff and all that. Jasmine B, Durham, North Carolina. I got a lot of family in Durham. My family's from Roaring Rapids, North Carolina is where my grandmother and all them is from and stuff like that. But I got a lot of family. My brother owns a barber shop in Durham right now, and I got family all over Durham. My aunt, she has a law firm in where's her law firm located? Not Durham. I have to ask her, but I know she has a law firm out there somewhere and stuff. But Roaring Rapids is where my family is from, most of them. And my cousins, they have wineries out there, over there, and everything else, and all that good stuff. Yeah, it seems like everyone's got is breaking and stuff. So we gonna break too, man. We gonna break. I'm sorry that we taught some Game of Thrones stuff tonight. We got through a lot of it, but we didn't talk as much as we should. So next stream we're gonna dedicate that stream to just talking Game of Thrones, and that's, we're not gonna talk about anything else but Game of Thrones. We're not gonna do no Game of Thrones stuff. We're not gonna do anything like that. We're just gonna talk straight Game of Thrones, and this is like we should. You know what I mean? So I got love for all you out there, without a shadow of a doubt. I cannot wait to go to Game of Thrones. It's going to be a great time. Timo is going to be in the building. AK-47's in the building. Everyone's going to have a great time out there chilling with us and stuff like that. So as always, you know what it is. Please subscribe. Please hit that thumbs up button, and all that good stuff. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.